just pin a comment. All right, it's not allowing me to pin a comment. Let me just try one more time. Nope, it won't. Okay, so let me just pop off and try again. Sorry guys, I know you guys are watching here. I'm just trying to get it set up on the Instagram as well. I'm going to be right back on here once I can set up on the Instagram. All right, I know you guys can just see my hands while I'm doing this, but Barbara, can you help? All right. Okay, hi designers, how are you? I'm Anna Livermore from V.Mora, and today we are talking about the closing of 2020 and entering 2021. Now, we Embark Live is on here. I cannot figure out how to pin a comment. If you can help pin a comment for the seminar that we're doing on Thursday. We are doing a seminar on Thursday with all the new practices of 2021, and as we enter that, like how that's changed for e-commerce. There's a link in the bio of makersrow.com and Embark Live, so you can see it there. And whoever's logged in from Embark Live, if you're able to help with pinning the comment of the login or where the information is about the Thursday's conference, that would be great. In the meantime, I'm just going to talk. Let me see if there's one more thing I can do. Nope, I can't figure it out. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm just going to talk about the 2020 wrap up and 2021, what you can do to get yourself set up for that. So 2020, obviously it has been a year that nobody planned for. I was looking at, every year I do a goal sheet, which I'm going to bring you guys through for the entering of 2021. But I was looking at that goal sheet for 2020, and you know, back in January when I do this every year, things looked a lot different, right? I think the overall feeling of 2020 is like, hey, we survived. We survived it. Let's move on. Let's move on to bigger and better things for 2021 and really take what we've learned through 2020 and help bring that into the future in a good way. You know, what did you learn from 2020? Like being able to move through 2020 definitely will give you strength to get through anything in the future. You know, being a business owner, and I always talk about it, being a business owner, there are always going to be issues and things that come up and things that are going to be difficult. And being able to say, okay, well, this isn't the exact problem I've been through, but I've been through this problem before, will help you in the future. And it'll help you get through, you know, all the difficult times as an entrepreneur that you're going to see. It's never easy. I mean, it's got its benefits, and we definitely all love it, and we love being our own boss. But these things help us grow, and they give us strength to get through other issues that might come up as a business owner. So what I want you to do for 2020 when you're closing out, just sit down with a quiet space when you are clear-headed. Maybe that's in the morning when you do coffee, maybe it's at night before you go to bed, and really think about, make a list of what worked in 2020 and what did not work. And really just try to learn from it. What can you bring into 2021? What was the benefit? I think a lot of us learned how to work remote. I think a lot of us learned how to connect with virtual platforms a lot more. So there definitely, well, 2020 had so many things that we'd like to not bring into 2021. It definitely taught us a lot about ourselves, about your companies, about how to survive in trying times. So try to look at the bright side. Try to look at the things that you've learned. I know for me personally, working remote and being able to connect with my team when I didn't see them every day is something that is really valuable for me. Being able to connect with clients. I'm sure people learned really fast how to work online versus in person. So there are things that 2020 has taught us that we can bring into 2021. And on our talk, on the talk that I'm giving Thursday, it's at 10:15. The link is in the bio for Makers Row and for Embark Live. But you can log in about me going into more fine-tuned details about what changes we're going to see for 2021 and how to prepare, what we can expect to see, what we saw in 2021 or what we saw in 2020 that we will be, I'm sure, seeing more of in 2021. So that's Thursday at 10:15. Yeah, so just take a minute and close out 2020. See what you learned, what worked, what didn't work, what do you want to bring into 2021. And then I do this every year where I call it a one-page business plan. It's not a business plan in the way that would be specific to showing an investor, although I think it would be helpful to do that as well. But sit down, and it's more of a goal sheet. And it has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories you want to think about. So the first category is set out your guidelines. So for 2021, what are your guidelines? And your guidelines are, what are you going to do to take care of yourself so you can take care of your company? Is that working out? Is that cooking a healthy meal? Is that spending time with family? Is that shutting down work at 5 p.m.? What is that going to be for you for 2021? And I use these guidelines in a way to, if I'm ever feeling really stressed and I'm having a hard time making a decision and I can just feel like everything I'm doing is against the grain, I go back to those guidelines and I say, okay, well, I haven't gotten a good night's sleep. I haven't been working out. I haven't been eating healthy. So no wonder I'm feeling like this. So I actually take a step back and then go to those guidelines, because without those guidelines, I can't be a good business owner. And I apologize, there's construction downstairs, but we're just going to make it work. All right, so I like to have 5 guidelines. So after your guidelines, you want to set your financial goals. Financial goals you want to be tangible, something you can cross off. So that can look like paying myself a salary of X amount of dollars for 2021. Selling 200 units for my spring 2021 collection. But you want to make it really tangible, something you can look at and cross off. It can't be something like put money in savings. How much money in savings? Yes, there it is. Thank you, Embark Live. Let me see if I can pin that on. Yes, I can. Perfect. That comment is pinned. That's just the December 3rd, the New Era of Fashion E-Commerce Conference. And the information on that, I'm at 10:15. There's the link in bio. So thank you for that. I was having issues pinning writing a comment. Anyway, so for your financial goals, you want to set out your 5 financial goals for 2021 and make them something tangible that you can cross off. The next is your marketing goals. So that could be the number of followers on Instagram. Again, you don't want to say more followers on Instagram because that could be 1, that could be 100. How many more followers? Maybe it's work with influencers. Maybe it's write blogs every Friday. Whatever that is, you want to put up 5 marketing goals. The next is your business practices. So how do you want to practice business? I always suggest that for me, this is how I practice. On Mondays, I work on the business. So I'm doing the Monday morning meeting with my team. I'm doing, organizing for my week. I do my promotional stuff, my live events like this. So Mondays are usually, I don't have consultations those days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are my consultation days. And then Fridays I hold open to just close up the week or take off so that I have a day off. But just creating practices for your business, how you want to work on your business. Some of you guys have other jobs, or you're have kids, or you're in school. So what are the hours you're going to be working on your business? Is it going to be Monday mornings, Tuesday nights, Thursdays? When are you going to shut it off? When are you going to turn it on? When are you going to organize work on the business, not in the business? So simple things like that. You want to set 5 goals together for your business practices. And then the last category is your team. So who are you going to pull in as your team? Is it going to be, is it one of your best friends that you really respect? Is it someone else that owns a business? Is it your accountant? It doesn't necessarily have to be all employees, because as a startup, you might not have 5 employees. But, who are the people you're going to rely on for financial advice, for creative advice, for whatever that looks like? Put together your team. So that's the goal sheet in short. I'll review it for those of you that might have missed it. But there's 5 categories here. The first one is your guidelines. So set 5 guidelines that will help you take care of yourself so you can take care of your business. The second is 5 financial goals, very tangible, things you can cross off. Don't put, I want to start a savings account. I guess starting a savings account is something you can cross off, but putting money into a savings account isn't specific enough. Marketing, 5 marketing goals. Is that going to be send out a mailer every other week? Is that going to be starting an Instagram if you're brand new? The next is business practices. How do you want to practice your business? And the last one is your team. So who are you going to bring onto your team in 2021? Perfect. So I will stay on for questions, but this is a practice that I've done every year since 2012, right? So I can go back to all these years that I've owned a company to see wow, I've come a long way. Because, as business owners, we're always striving. We're always trying to go further. And we don't always stop to see how far we've gone. So it's a good way. I check in on my one-page business plan, as I call it, every quarter, just to see if there's anything I need to focus on that I haven't, or if there's anything that I've done that I want to cross off. I love crossing things off. So just keep yourself organized. Give yourself the time to just stay inspired about 2021. And having this goal sheet always really helps me. It helps my employees. It helps my clients. So I'm grateful I got to share that with you guys today. And again, you can join me on Thursday, December 3rd at 10:15 for the conference that Makers Row and Embark Live is hosting. It's the new era of fashion e-commerce. So we're going to be talking about, it's going to be so much content all day. They've got all these different experts talking. Like I said, I talk at 10:15. I'm specifically talking about sustainability and 2021 entering sustainability and how sustainability was implemented in 2020 and ways to carry that into 2021. With COVID-19, there was a lot of sustainability kind of like forced onto designers. So that's really, really great. People were using supplies that they hadn't, that they had left over. Other ways that they were really sustainable in 2020 that were, it was good. It was good. It was good on the environment. And there's things that we can carry into 2021 that we've learned from 2020. So I'll be diving deeper into that on Thursday at 10:15. Gina Jackson, I teach and love the one pager. You're awesome. Yeah, I actually was taught this one pager from my business coach like 8 years ago. So she taught it to me. A ton of people use this one pager, and yeah, it's been great. Okay, I have a question. Scam websites from China keep taking my product pictures from Instagram and putting it on their website. I see this happening with a lot of small brands. Any suggestions? Instagram is supposed to prevent that from happening. So if you can reach out to Instagram and contact them directly, I think just working with Instagram and pulling in a lawyer. I don't know. It's tough with those companies being from China, because if it were obviously a company within the United States, you would have copyright infringement and they would be able to uphold that. But I think if you were to contact Instagram, they should help on that. Barbara, that's right? If someone's stealing content off of your Instagram page from China, yeah, you can contact Instagram. They're pretty good about that, right? I'm asking Barbara. She's sitting next to me. She's our social media blogger. So yeah, you should be able to contact Instagram on that for sure. Any other questions? Any other questions about anything at all? About 2020, 2021, goals that you want to set for yourself? No? All right. Well, I hope to see you all on Thursday. Again, the link is in the bio of Embark Live and Makers Row. I believe they were running a promotion today for the tickets, so I would definitely look into that. It's going to be super helpful. You're going to get a ton of information. They have really great topics all day long. It'll definitely be money well spent. Perfect. All right. Well, thank you all for joining. And like I said, I hope to see you on Thursday.